Welcome to Yoga for Recovery. We're going to start on your back with your feet wide and your knees collapsed together. Bring your hand, one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. Start to breathe deeply, feeling your belly rise as you inhale and feeling your belly retract as you exhale. Settle into your space for today's practice. Whether you're feeling sore from working out too hard or you're feeling sore from sitting too much. So either too much activity or not enough. Start to extend your legs and your hands. Take one more full body stretch. And then we're going to move into a banana shape. So bringing your hands down to your mat by the sides. You can hold on to your mat. Walk your feet to the left. Bring the right foot over the left and then lift yourself up and move your torso to the left. You can create a cactus shape in your arms, letting your shoulders relax back. Finding this length all along the left side body in this arc. Filter your breath through that area. Finding space between your ribs, space along your hips, along your right quad, and your right shoulder. Bring your hands back down. We'll walk back to center and then move the feet or walk the feet. Kind of walk your heels to the right and lift your torso up and lift your torso to the right. Again, you can cactus the arms. Trying to keep both shoulders down. Again, lengthening, breathing through the left side body. Let's come back to center. Bring one knee at a time into your chest and grab a hold of your shins. Roll out your ankles. Give yourself a little massage in the lower back. Maybe even move through the hips. Bring your knees tightly into your chest and squeeze. As you inhale, extend the leg straight up. Your imaginary wall. Little short scissors, finding some space in the hamstrings. Maybe even giving yourself a hamstring massage. Maybe those are sore. You can flex your toes. Relax your lower back into the mat. And it's okay if your knees are bent here. You can roll out your ankles. And then once again, bring the knees into the chest. Bring your feet down hip width. We're going to come into a figure 4 shape. Right foot over left. Make sure your ankle clears your thigh bone. And gently press your knee towards the front of your space. Thread your right hand through. Grab a hold of the left shin for figure four stretch, or moving into a little more intensity, move into reclined half pigeon. You're going to hug your right shin, bringing your right foot into your left elbow crease, hugging the shin. You can keep the left knee bent or straight. Make sure your head is down here. So either figure four or this half pigeon variation. Releasing back to figure four, bring your left foot to the mat and cactus your arms out. Hold this shape and windshield wiper from side to side. Range of motion just depends on how it feels in your body. You don't have to come all the way down, foot to floor, knee to floor. Just find a good rotation that feels good. When you come to the left side again, stay there. So either keep the foot on the ground. If that's too intense, you can put a block or a prop pillow, something to elevate your right foot. Cactus the arms, palms up, and gaze towards the right. Notice your breath. Come back to center, holding that shape and moving to the right this time. Again, the knee can come to the floor or can come to a prop if you need a little more height in this position. Make sure the left shoulder stays down. It's always nice to have the palms up. It allows the shoulders to relax. Let's come back up to center. Hug both knees into the chest again, and we'll repeat on the other side. So circles around the lower back, roll out the ankles, the hips. And then bring the feet again, hip width left over right this time. Thread the left hand through, grab your shin for figure four, or move into reclined half pigeon here. And you don't want your head to hang here if you're in that reclined version of half pigeon. Relax it onto the mat. Set up figure four again, and we'll do the windshield wipers. Hold this shape, rotate from side to side with the arms out, palms up, in that cactus or goalpost shape. Side to side, nice and slow. And as you come through the midline, you're massaging the lower back into the mat. And then we'll hold on the right side. Again, you can put a prop underneath your foot, your left foot, if it doesn't quite reach the floor comfortably. Into this variation of supine twist. Let's come back to center and slowly over to the left. Come back to center. Both knees into the chest. Grab the backs of your thighs and roll up. We'll come into a seated position. So I'm going to sit on my knees. If that doesn't feel good to your knees, you can sit with the legs, the shins crossed. Bring your hands down to your thighs. Try to line up your ears, shoulders, and hips. Take a few breaths here. Inhale the arms up. Bring your fingertips to your shoulders and circle forward. And then backward. And finally holding like you're holding your wings back. Interlace the hands behind you. Puff up through your heart and chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Moving your head from left to right. Coming back to center. Release the arms. Inhale up. Bring your left hand down, up and over to the right. Inhale, lengthen up. Right hand down, up and over. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale up. Do a little twist. Right hand behind you, left hand to your thigh. Gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Left hand down, right hand to the left thigh. And twist. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And we'll come into a tabletop shape. Lining up shoulders and wrists, knees under hips. We'll go through some cats and cows, but start by just dropping your head. Rotating around in Chakravakasana, side to side. If you have a spot that's particularly tight or sore, you can kind of hang out there. Eventually bringing the hips back towards your heels, pressing into your toes. And then we'll come into the cats and cows here. Inhale as you drop your belly, lift your heart. Exhale as you tuck your chin and round. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale. And exhale. All right, from here, come into downward dog. So set your hand position, trying to get your thumb and index finger in that L shape. Send your hips high, and don't worry about totally straightening the legs. We're just warming this up by bending and straightening the legs, movement through the hips and shoulders. Bend the knees enough so you can really feel that middle of the upper back opening, and let your head fall heavy. Inhale the right leg high. Slowly bring the foot on the outside of your right pinky. So we're in runner's lunge. Drop the back knee, circle around the right hip socket. So you can kind of bend and straighten the leg. And then we're going to come into lizard. So you can advance this posture by moving the left knee back and the right foot forward, maybe even coming onto the knife edge of the right foot. That's the outside edge. Elbows, or place your arms on blocks. Stay connected with your breath. Keep that moving, especially if you're uncomfortable. Right? It's okay to be uncomfortable, but it's not okay to be in pain. So make sure you're not stressing any part of your body. Come up to your hands and straighten your right leg. Again, you can prop up your hands. You're going to hinge at that right hip crease, curling the right toes towards you. And keeping a little micro bend in your right knee is helpful as well. Come back up, and I'm going to show you sideways. You're going to swing the right leg to the side. So it's your right foot, your heel, and your knee of the left knee is in line, and your hands are in tabletop. Push back and forth, coming up over your wrists. And about 3 times you're going to hold this position. If it's too much on your knee to fold all the way down, just come part way down. You don't have to bring your forehead all the way to the mat. Come back up to the tabletop hands, and then walk the hands up so you're standing on the left knee. Inhale the arms up. Modified side plank, arm up and over, lengthening from your right toes to your right fingertips. Inhale, standing back up, gate pose, hand to shin, right hand to shin or thigh, arcing the left side of your body. Inhale up, bring the hands back to tabletop, lift the right leg, bring it up and around, swinging it so you're on the toes of the back foot, and that back foot and leg is energized by pulling up through your right knee, and you'll feel your quad engage. Reach forward. Again, if sinking onto the hip is too much, or sinking onto the knee is too much, you can stay up a little bit. All right, let's come back to tabletop. We're going to repeat this on the left side. Come back to downward facing dog. A few breaths here. Inhaling the left leg high. Slowly step on the outside of the left pinky. Scooch it forward if you need to. Right knee down. Circle and straighten through the hip and the hamstring until we come into resting lizard. Try to do the same thing you did on the other side. This side might feel very different, but try to mirror, unless you have an injury, try to mirror this side. Let's come back up onto your hands, and we'll straighten the left leg. Folding, hinging at the left hip crease, flexing the toes of your left foot. Little micro bend in the left knee, so you always want to be cautious not to hyperextend when you are stretching the hamstrings, hyperextending the knee. Let's come back up. I'll show you from the side. You're going to swing that leg up and around. So it's tabletop hands. Oops. And then coming back and forth. And then holding, pressing forward through the hands. Coming up, inhale, reach the sky, right hands down, modified Vashisthasana, lengthening again from the left foot, left toes to left fingertips. Reach, spinning the ribs towards the sky. Come on up, inhale, gate pose, hand to shin or thigh, arc over. Inhale up, hands back to tabletop. Now lift the leg up and around, press into the toes, hinge forward. Again, be nice to your knee. So if coming all the way down doesn't feel good to your knee, then stay elevated slightly. on up, bring it around again into tabletop and back into downward facing dog. Walking your hands towards your feet or your feet towards your hands will come into ragdoll. Widen up your stance so your feet are a little bit wider than your hips at least. Bend, a little micro bend in the knees. Grab opposite elbows and hang out here. Give yourself a few breaths here. At first, it always feels very resistant in the hamstrings and the spine, but try to let your head hang and just let this kind of unravel. Let gravity assist you in letting go of resistance here. And then coming into our final asana, child's pose, any version that you'd like. I'm doing wide knees. If you want to do the reverse namaste, extend your arms forward with your thumbs facing up, then prayer your hands together, bringing your thumbs to the nape of your neck. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Please take a moment to subscribe. That would really help me out. And you'll get notified when new videos come out in this style, restorative, vinyasa, and also yoga sculpt. Namaste.